Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. You know what it is. It's them kids and wives and 925s. But we are still married to the games. Episode 304. And it's going to be a little weird. I'm just telling you off the top. It's going to be a little weird.
Yep.
So stick with us. We are duct taping this thing together again. It's your boy Gabe Patillo with Tim Router, Ed Placencia, Chris McCracken. Of course, and as always, we are talking games and life and games. And let me just say from the tip top, me and Ed are at home. Chris and Tim are at the beach. Two different beaches, but at the beach nonetheless. So we're going to start off with these guys. It's probably going to be a shorter episode because we don't know what's going on.
Why is the beach notoriously horrible when it comes to service, both on the cell phone and on internet?
Because
I don't understand.
It's because when people are at the beach, they don't care about anything else except sitting on the beach.
Exactly.
So they're like, internet, we don't need to put any towers up.
That's very true. It's that beach life.
Yeah, it's because the internet don't like sand either.
Yeah,
yep, that's right.
So Chris,
Sand and heat.
Chris, let's start with you. Where are you? What is your setup looking like, and how's your vacation going?
So we are in Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Beautiful.
It's an island, and it's in South Carolina. I don't really know much more than that. I've never been here. So, and I just drove the whole time. We ended up driving and staying. We left Saturday, and then we ended up staying the night at a hotel, and then finishing the drive the next day.
Oh,
we
really?
Just ended up feeling like that was the better way to do it. That way we wouldn't be getting in at like 3 a.m. or something. And Stacy still has a lot of points built up at one of the hotels that they stay at a bunch. So, I mean, we stayed there for free, essentially.
Nice.
And actually, it's kind of almost like they're paying us to stay there, because when we stay there, even when we're using points, she's accruing more points. So
nice.
Oh,
yeah,
very
it's
cool.
one of those situations. And so we ended up staying just a little bit outside of Atlanta, about an hour past Atlanta. And what that was going to mean is that the next day we couldn't check in until 3 anyways. So we just got up a little bit slow going and just kind of went around and did some things on our own beforehand. So we didn't have to rush to get out there. So it actually kind of worked out well. And actually, when we were driving, or maybe it was the day before, I don't remember exactly, but I had looked at the pathway that the GPS is going to take us. I was like, hey, it looks like the place where it might be best for us to stop is about Atlanta. And then I remembered that Drew, who we play a lot of Overwatch with, especially like there's been times because lately I've been playing a lot of H1. Stacy will jump in there and it'll be her and Drew and, a couple other people, or sometimes it's been just her and Drew. I was like, I know that Drew lives in some city that's not far from Atlanta. I was like, let me reach out and find out where he is, and maybe we can meet up with him for like breakfast or something next day, or lunch or something. And so I went back and reached out to him, and he lives in this little town called like Mildredgeville, I think is how you say it. There's a college there. I don't remember the name of the college, but that's basically the town exists to support the college kind of thing.
Right.
So it's
or the other way around.
Yeah, or the other way around. But it's a nice little town, and we reached out to him, and it turns out that they did have a hotel in that town, actually. So that's where we went to and stayed. And then we met up with him and his wife for breakfast the next morning.
Oh, yeah, and man.
That was a lot of fun. And I got a picture. I posted it on Twitter.
We'll meet up. That's great.
It was just really cool to finally meet him in person. And then he has a podcast as well that him and his wife do called Hops and Heroes. It's where they'll talk about like what beer they're drinking, and then the rest of the show they'll talk about like video games and whatnot. And so that's kind of how I knew his wife, and he's mentioned his wife, or you'll hear her in the background when we're playing Overwatch and stuff before. So it was just kind of neat, because I kind of like one of those situations where some other people kind of find us in occasionally, where they know a bunch about us because they've heard us on a podcast forever. And it was kind of the same situation. But for me, like, I knew some stuff about her because I used to listen to her on a podcast all the time, because they haven't posted an episode in a while, because when they got married, everything kind of like, hey, we need to take some time off because we got a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. She doesn't own a coffee shop, but she works at one of the coffee shops, and she's like one of the bigger gurus there. So where we ate breakfast, the coffee shop was directly across the street. So we walked over there, and the coffee shop is really nice. They recently did this whole expansion to it, and they added a whole nother wing, and there's like a downstairs seating area and an outdoor seating area. It's really, really cool place. I had a lot of fun hanging out with them and seeing all the stuff that they did there. A lot of really good work. So it was really neat to kind of see all that stuff.
That's
That was awesome. And then the rest of the drive was pretty easy. We've ran into a little bit of car trouble. Well, the crazy thing is that we came out here with, or we were meeting some friends of ours. That's who we were vacationing with, is some friends of ours and their kiddos. And they had texted us, like, I think it was the day that we got up to go meet Drew, which was Sunday. They had texted us a picture of them, like, broken down, and they had some car issues, and they had to have their minivan towed to a shop and get some stuff repaired on it. And then that, like, at late afternoon, when we finally were leaving from Savannah, Georgia, and heading over to Hilton Head, the car just was, like, struggling to start. And so I'm like, and it's been having a little bit of issues struggling to start recently anyways, but it's always,
which it kind of does.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's like has a cadence to it, and I know what it is, and I know how to make it start. It always starts, well, for me anyways. Stacey's had some issues before with it not starting, but 9 times out of 10, I've not had any issues. I think I don't had an issue one time, but this time is like my tricks aren't working kind of thing. So I'm like, so it's but we made it to Hilton Head, and we've just been riding around in our friend's van the whole rest of the time. And yesterday I finally was like, all right, well, let me go down and try starting it, because if we are indeed going to need to try to take it to a mechanic before we leave, I need to know that. I don't want to figure that out on Saturday when we're needing to head out.
Exactly.
And I mean, it started for the most part fine. And he kind of was talking with our friend's husband, our friend that was hanging out with me, and him were just kind of chatting about it. And he's like, we had an issue like that with one of our vehicles one time, and the mechanic told me, hey, I think it's the fuel pump, but a way to fix it is like prime it a few times and then start, because the issue is that this little thing is not getting fuel. It's blocking the fuel getting in the line. He's like, that's a way to prime it, and then usually it will start.
There you go.
So I didn't have to do that the other day when I tried it, but at least I have that in my back pocket where if it starts acting up, well, let me give this a shot. And then I was like, man, I said, how much does it cost to rent a car? And she's like, I don't know. Like, depending on where you go and what you get, it could be $20 a day, $40 a day. She's like, why? I said, because if we take this to a mechanic and they're like, it's going to be $2,000 to fix, I'm going to be like, look, you can just keep it. We're renting the car and going home.
I know that's right.
I'll get something different, because this car ain't worth,
buddy.
It's not worth anything. So, or that kind of money. So, but I mean, that's half a joke, half not.
I know that's great. I'm right there with you,
no,
baby.
I'm serious.
Right?
Let's do this.
I leave my car unlocked every week, hoping it gets stolen. So I totally understand.
I do have my fingers crossed that's not going to be an issue. So we've been to the beach the first day. We're in a little resort that's just within walking distance to the beach, and it was really nice. I've never been to the Atlantic side of the ocean, so I was just like, not that I was expecting to be vastly different, but I was like, I just have no idea what to do. And it actually reminds me much more of like Gulf, Florida coast beaches over here, anyways. So it has like white sand and it's really fine. So that was nice. And then we've just been running around doing all kinds of other just little things today. I think today we were renting bikes to ride around, which people on this island, there's tons of people that ride bikes.
Yeah.
And there's rental places everywhere. So I know we're going to be doing that today. We might go back to the beach. And then me and the guys, we're going to go play golf, because it's one of those birthday. And that's what they want to do. We just found like a little 9-hole place where we could do, and they had like a deal running. So we're going to go do that. I'm not sure exactly what the girls are going to do. I would assume it involves some kind of shopping or something. And then I think one day this week, we're going to go back down to Savannah, because the people we're here with, they didn't get to check it out. And they want to go see a couple things down there. And real quick, I just want to touch on a couple things from last week, because Stacey and I ran a 5K on was it Independence Day? Did I mention this last week? I don't remember. I don't think I did.
You said you were going to run it. Yeah.
That's right. Okay,
so we recorded right before, so
we ran it, and I don't know if you guys remember, but last year I had set like a goal. I wanted to beat a 5K in 30 minutes or under, and then I hurt my ankle, and I didn't do a race for like about a year, because it took like a good 6 months or so for my ankle to kind of feel right, and then I just hadn't found one to schedule. Yeah, and I ended up being able to run it in just under 29 minutes.
Yeah,
congratulations!
Which it was, it's 4th of July in the morning. Like I have not sweated more in a long time. Like it was crazy hot. So I was actually kind of shocked. And the really crazy thing about it is So I started my watch right when I went, so I could keep track of the time, not only my time, but how far I'd gone. And I looked down at my watch at this one point, and it's like 2.8 miles, and a 5K is only 3.1. So I knew the end was close, but I am like starting to get to Struggle City, and I can't see the end.
Right.
So I'm like, because we're running through a neighborhood, so I'm running, and then I just slow down, and I get to a walk, and I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. I had like 4 minutes left, I think.
Oh
I was
my
like,
gosh.
I'm not gonna get to it. And then this dude next to me, this old gentleman and his wife, and I don't know exactly how old because I never got a square look at them, but just out of my periphery, he gets next to me. He's like, "No, not yet. You're right here. Keep it going. Keep it going."
That's what he said to you?
And yeah, he said to me, and I started running, and that's when I made it. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, where's the?" And I didn't know where the guy was because I was running a bit faster than him because he was an older gentleman. And I never saw him again. I don't know what he looked like. And I couldn't find him. I was like, man, I wanted to tell that guy, thank you so much. Because I literally wouldn't have done it if he had not given me that encouragement right there. Yeah.
Love that.
I love that. You know, that same thing happened to me. I don't know if I remember. I don't know if I talked about it, but when I did my 5K, whatever it was, a year ago or whatever, I had gotten to a walk towards the end because it was uphill because Nashville's marathons here are all just hills. And, and it was like a 16-year-old girl, and she hit me on my back as I was walking. She goes, "Let's go," like that, and I was like, "Oh, freak."
Snap.
And then what's funny is she found me afterwards, and she was like, "Well, I didn't mean for you to beat me. I was just saying stop walking."
Nice.
Because I wasn't paying attention to where she was. It was kind of like what you're saying, Chris. You just like gritted out the last little bit. And so I love that. I love that encouragement between people. They're like, "Yeah, I got you. Let's do this thing."
Yeah, and the craziest thing about it is because it was all these different. He said it one way, but it came off in all these different ways. It was encouraging. It was motivating. But it wasn't condescending. It wasn't like coming off as rude or like, was all these, just all the perfect ways that I needed to hear it. And I just started going. And then when I turned that last little corner, I could see the end. And when I saw the end, I was like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
I have to see it.
It's probably an angel.
Probably.
I know, right?
There's probably the angel's like, on your left.
Yeah. Good old Captain America.
That's right.
You know what's funny? Can I tell you a quick story? So I don't know when this was, years and years and years ago. I was a kid, and my grandfather had picked us up from the airport. He lived in San Francisco. We lived in Nashville, and we got lost. Like going back to his house, he was like, "I don't know where we are." And this car pulls up alongside of us, honks at us. We look over. He goes, "Follow me," like that, and led us all the way off the to our exit, and then just kept going. And we were like, that was an angel. Like it had to have been an angel.
Yeah, you know,
that's amazing.
Crazy you say that. My dad and I, when I was really young, had a very similar situation. So my dad is a big hunter and has been all his life. And so one year we were going down to our deer lease, which is way down in South Texas, and we were in his old like work van that he lays carpet out of and stuff. And it got really snowy and icy, and his van died, and we pulled over, and like, I'm over here freaking out. My dad's like staying calm. Later on, he told me, he's like, yeah, I was really scared too. But we like huddle in the back of the van, and then we just put these pieces of carpet that he had in there over us, and we're waiting. And then he had his hazard lights on, and then we hear something stop outside, and it was like a big, it's one of those pickup beds that has like the motorhome thing on the back of it. So it's all one unit. He wasn't pulling it. The guy helped us get our van started. And I don't know exactly what the exchange was, but he's like, just follow me for a little bit. And then he led us to where the exit was, like an hour down the road. And then he just went in the next lane and got beside and said, I've got to turn up here, but keep going and you guys will make it. And we just left, and we never saw the guy again. I don't catch his name.
That's amazing. It's really crazy. I love that.
Wow. So cool.
Love that.
That's cool.
That just totally jogged that memory when you said that.
I don't care what the internet says. Strangers can be nice to each other.
Right?
Come on, man. I love it.
Hey, Chris, are you having any bad weather? Because I know there's a hurricane that kind of blew up the coast. I think it was more last week than anything.
We hit a lot of rain coming out here. Like pretty much the second half of our trip had a lot of rain.
Oh yeah, brother.
And then, but since we've been here, we've not had any rain. I think at the moment there is rain scheduled for part of the day on Friday, but it's not been any rain since then. It's been maybe a little cloudy, but that's about it.
Good, man. I was worried. I saw it on the Weather Channel. I'm like, oh man, the McCrackens are heading that way. I hope that passes soon. And I think it's already passed.
Yeah.
There you go.
So on the gaming front, really haven't done too much. Last week before we headed out on our vacation, I did get my first win in H1Z1, which was really exciting.
Hey,
nice. And then I've been playing a little bit more of the, just when I'm on the go, that CSR racing game, that just a drag racing game on my phone. And then last night we actually did bring the NES Classic and the SNES Classic here, just in case we had some downtime or if it rained and we were going to be stuck in the little house or whatnot. And so we finally broke out the SNES Classic last night. And the first game that they played, I let everybody else kind of play. They were playing Mario Kart. And I think one person got third the first round, and then they kept getting the next round, the next stage. Everybody kept getting like sixth, seventh, and finaling out to where they couldn't finish the race and they'd have to redo the map. And then finally we reset it, and I went ahead and gave it a shot. And of course, I got first the first time. I was like, hey,
of course you did.
Of course,
buddy.
Of course.
And then the little kids are like, man, Uncle Chris is good at this. And I'm like, yeah, well, I've played a game or two. I'm married to it.
Right.
And then we moved to Street Fighter, and I kept getting my butt whooped. So
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's been it on the game side. Pretty much nothing else since we've been here for the most part, because we've been doing all the other stuff.
Very nice.
Router,
awesome,
you are gone as well. What is your Chris, where are you set up right now?
I am. So the only place really that I could find, because of we're having people sleep in the living room and then the guest bed, the other bedroom, because there's a 2-bedroom condo where we're staying, but there's 10, almost 8 of us. So I am in our bedroom has a bathroom attached, a little bitty thing. It's, I guess if I had to guess, it's probably 5 foot by 6 foot.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Maybe 7 foot wide. If you count the little nook where the kitchen or where the bathroom sink is. And I just have my laptop and mic set up on this stand. I'm sitting on a bench that I brought in here, or a little stool I brought in here.
Nice.
This is the most duct tape I've ever used to try to get this thing working. And it literally not just until we needed to start did I finally get everything working right, because Windows has not been playing with me nicely lately. So, but it's working so far, I think. Yeah,
praise God for duct tape.
That's right.
Duct tape.
Duct tape.
Router, you are in a similar situation. Bad,
I am, sir.
Bad internet, bad cell phone service.
Yeah, it's awful, man. The cell phone service is actually worse. Like in the house, it says no service. So fortunately, the Wi-Fi's been decent, but yesterday, it was out for half a day. But we are here in Seaside, Florida, so we're on the Gulf side of Florida, having a great time. 4th of July was great. We basically did nothing for most of the day, and then went over to my in-laws, and then went to Franklin High School to watch the fireworks. I finally got to watch Thor Ragnarok, which I had not watched. It was on Netflix, and so that was one of my chill out times during the 4th. And basically, Piper and I watched it, and we loved it. It was awesome.
It's great.
It's really funny, and it's just kind of just fun action movie. And speaking of fun action movie, we went and saw Jurassic World too, and it was and it was really we just walked out of there with a smile. I'm like, you know what? That's kind of a nice throwback to the good old summer action movie days. And it was fun, and it was a decent movie. I mean, it's not gonna win any Golden Globes or anything, but it was a lot of fun, and we enjoyed that as well.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah, so we drove down here on Saturday. We stayed to this coming Saturday. We're staying with my in-laws. They drove down as well. And it's beautiful here. It is hot, but not terribly hot. We've definitely been in hotter. But Piper, of course, topic of the week is the beach again. She's been just like a little fish in the water. She loves being in the ocean now. We're riding waves, and we brought a little snorkel and looking at all the little fish. And I saw a stingray the other day in the snorkel.
Oh, Lord.
And then ran the other way. And it was good.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
It was it's just been good family time, and we're having a really good time down here. And then we get back, and Piper's back in another camp. She's got another camp next week. So it's nice, man. It's nice to kind of decompress a little bit. I'm still working a little bit in the mornings and late evenings, but work has kind of slowed down, so it was kind of perfect timing. Normally, whenever I go on vacation, there's always something last minute that has to happen or some sort of emergency, and I've had none of that, which is great.
Good. Oh, good.
So yeah, so it's been really good, and we're having a really good time with the fam. And on the gaming side, before I left, I'm just continuing my Far Cry 5 Platinum hunt, and I finished the Faith seed section, and that was really great. And then I'm gonna head up to the Jacob seed section in a little bit, but I'm trying to get a lot of the collectibles and stuff, and just enjoying that game. It is just one gigantic sandbox. I say it every week, and just I'm just having so much fun with it, and just exploring everything, and shooting animals when I can, and getting skins, and fishing. There's a lot of fishing going on, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The fact that this game has just so much, it's like they just packed in so much stuff to do. I loved it. It's just it's great. So yeah, I'm having so much fun with it. But of course,
who are you using as your number 2 person? Like, is it the pilot?
Boomer.
Is it the sniper?
No, I've unlocked sniper, pilot, and helicopter pilot, and Boomer's kind of my go-to because he can go out and scout, and that way I can mark at all the enemies.
Exactly.
And so I use him for all the outposts a lot, and then if there's like other missions, I'll use what's his name, Nick
Rye.
Nick Rye, yeah, I'll use him.
Oh yeah,
but I'm trying to get.
I just want to say Nick
I'm trying
Fry.
to make sure I get all the challenges done, so I can get all the perks too. So whenever I unlock a new one, I'll use them for a little bit until they get their kills on the challenge that I need, and that unlocks like 2 or 3 perks.
Yeah,
I have most of the perks that I need now, so it's not a big deal. And I got the platinum for that trophy. I'm sorry, not the platinum. I got the trophy for what was needed for the skills tree, so that was good. So yeah, man, it's just such a fun game. I'm just loving it. It's my summer jam. So that's
nice.
That's what I'm going with. And then just Clash Royale as usual, trying to keep the clan wars going, man. We're in a silver league now because I think you kind of move up in the as you continue to do well in the clan wars, you move up to the next league. In the silver league, I think our clan has been there before, and then we had to drop a little bit, but it gets tougher and tougher as you go. But it's a lot of fun. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it for me. I'm in the car, which is great. My setup is in the car again, so it feels good. It kind of feels good. It's nice to have my old friend back here, and I do like the acoustics. I do like the acoustics in here because I feel contained. Like I'm not like I can project as loud as I want, and it's just a lot easier. And it's, you'll just get occasional weird looks from time to time, but it's just like, all right, just podcasting, don't mind me. It's all good. Yeah, just recording. I'm doing it for the love, so let's go.
That's right.
So
right.
Yeah. But that is it for me.
Edward.
Yes, sir.
You have been twitching your butt off.
I have.
You're the Twitch master.
It's been fun.
Yeah, man. What besides Twitch is going on? And then talk about Twitch a little bit.
Over the 4th, we went over to my brother Ray's, and he had a nice get together, and it was just fun to hang out with him and his wife's side of the family. We've gotten to know quite well over the years, and they're a lot of fun. They love playing board games and what have you. So just kind of cool to see everyone and hang out and have a good time. It's been super humid here still as well. So just continuing with the gaming to ward that off and stay safe.
Right. That's good indoor weather.
Very good indoor weather. Yes. Friday I said, "Oh, let's have a game night." And I said, "Oh, you know what? Let's make it kind of a Twitch night. We'll play some Jackbox games and what have you." So the Tapmans came over, my brother Ray came over, and then we got to hook up with some friends online. And it was very funny just because one of the features of the Jackbox games they have is you can censor answers. So if someone says something that is off color or something you don't want on your channel, you can censor that person and kind of take care of kind of cut the problem off at the pass.
Oh, that's good.
And
I got you.
We had so many people playing. I was like, you know what? I'll sit out this game. Everyone else can play. And so Ray happened to log in first, and so that gave him control. And Ray had never played before, so he sees these buttons on his phone. He's like, "Oh, I'll push this one." And so yeah, poor Patrick Novosel was banned.
No way. It's in the family. It's in the family.
Man,
It's in the
that's
family.
right.
It just comes naturally.
Oh my gosh.
That's
And
awesome.
Ray was so embarrassed. He felt so bad. So of course, Patrick was in the chat giving Ray a hard time, and it was a lot of fun. So we had a good time. And then just kind of twitching a lot of stuff. I played God of War all over again.
Yeah, you
Did
did.
you really?
Nice.
That's amazing.
And it was just, I found myself like it was the first time marveling at how beautiful it looked and how good the story was and the writing and the acting and just such a fun game. I pretty much just mainlined it. I didn't do really any of the side missions, but just had so much fun just back in that world again. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, man.
And
Yeah,
then
I'm
last
waiting
month,
on New Game Plus to drop, and I'm totally going back.
are you really?
Yeah, if it may have already dropped. I'm not sure, but I know it's coming, and then I'm gonna do it again for sure.
Oh, see, that'd be that's one of the reasons I didn't do the side stuff again. Is just kind of I like to, now that I was refreshed on the controls. It was like I kind of hate that I started over again because I'd kind of like that stuff that I got from the side stuff without having to go through and do it all over again.
Yep.
Last month, Trials Fusion was one of the PS Plus games, and so because of that, I have all the Trials games on Xbox, and this is the only one I have on PlayStation. And so I was going through the tracks and kind of replaying everything, and I don't need to be the best in the world. There's no way I can compete with some of these people's times and scores, but I do want to be the best of my friends.
I know that's right.
Yeah,
I
buddy.
would go through each track, and if I wasn't first, I would just play that track until I could. And there are still some that I just can't, for one reason or another, wrap my head around and beat. And I was really kind of going off on Arctic Warlocks just because I could not beat this guy's score on this particular course. And then Arctic Warlocks happened to hop into the stream.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
And it turned out really, really cool just because I'd never played multiplayer online in Trials, and we ended up playing against each other and had so much fun.
Oh,
That's
awesome.
great.
Racing, and he doesn't play Overwatch, and so it was really cool to be able to play a game with him for the first time online. And so it was just a really good time of just super goofy falling and crashing and what have you. And it was a lot of fun.
Good deal.
Sarah and I are still going through Lego The Incredibles. We finished the second movie, which you play first in the game, and we'll be starting the first movie the next time we hop in. And that's just been a lot of fun playing that. And,
Nice.
tried a game called Human Fall Flat, which is on Xbox Game Pass. And it looks a lot like if you played the Unfinished Swan on PlayStation. Visually,
Oh yeah.
looks a lot like that.
Interesting.
But it's kind of a puzzle game, but at the same time, the controls are similar. I just kept comparing it to Octodad, and
Oh, nice.
after a while, because you're also trying to solve puzzles, the controls are so loose and crazy and insane. It just became frustrating.
Well, I can't
Did you rage
imagine.
quit?
Oh wow, yeah.
I didn't rage quit, but I did. I after 2 hours, I gave it the old college try quit on it.
Yep.
And it was just like, okay,
You're like, I'm good. I'm done.
yeah. And it would probably be more fun with a group of people or watching someone struggle with it. But when you're on your own and just trying to solve a puzzle and it's hard enough trying to figure out what the puzzle wants you to do and then trying to actually implement it.
Yeah.
It was I was glad it was a Game Pass game, so I didn't feel as bad about saying, okay, tried it out. I think I'm done.
Exactly.
And no.
Exactly. Yes. So
That's a no for me. Yes.
exactly. But other than that, it's been a nice week. Just working and staying busy and playing some games.
Love
Good
it.
deal.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
I like it.
All right, Mr. Patillo, what you got?
Oh, same thing for us for the 4th. Good, relaxing day. Went and watched the fireworks in Franklin like the Routers did on the other side at Harlansdale Farm. And it was a good time. My brother's birthday is on the 5th of July, so we all had gotten together on the 4th for lunch and celebrated him and all that stuff and went to we just had one show this last weekend, so that was kind of nice to just jump out there and come back. And then in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. You know.
Was it hot?
Yeah, the home of Bill Clinton, turns out. They have signs up all over the place. He wasn't born there, but he grew up there. So
Was it hot? Was it hot?
They just kind of have Careless Whisper playing in the background, the saxophone, the saxophone version.
Yeah, buddy. Careless Whisper. Nice.
Just everywhere you go.
Nice.
And then tonight we leave for Wisconsin, and I get to see old Bad Gamer Elite tomorrow.
Come on now.
Nice. Going up to Life Fest?
Yeah, going to Life Fest, and so I'll get to see and hang out with him. This is what's kind of fun. We're gonna be at Life Fest, and then me and Lim are gonna hop in a car and go see Bradley C's new exhibit for his video games that he's got displayed somewhere.
Awesome.
So we'll be knocking out a bunch of birds with one stone, so that'll be a good time. Hanging out with Lim and seeing some old arcade games and getting to see Bradley C. And so
when was the last time you saw him?
I want to Bradley, it's down to usually if we do a show in Green Bay or Life Fest. And so it's been either one of those. I just don't remember which one's the most recent, but I definitely saw him last time at Life Fest, so it'll be good to see him again. And then we have next week we have Golf Camp, which I don't know if you guys remember is where last year when I went is when they had the Destiny 2 beta going on, and I was like trying to download it and things like that and couldn't get in for forever. So taking my PS4 back there again this year, and we'll have a good time at Golf Camp, and so excited about that. And that's all really has been going on gaming wise. It's funny. I think it was it the day after Chris? I think it was the day after Chris won in H1. I won the next day in H1 in solos.
Oh, nice.
And so
Nice.
still been playing that. That's been really fun. Trying to like get some other people to drink the Kool-Aid. And so I think I got my buddy Sammy said he's been playing it with one of his buddies lately. So he said he's really enjoying it. So
Kale's gotten really into it as well.
Oh, has he gotten into it? He's liking it?
Yeah, he posted something on Facebook the other day. He said, I'm starting to really like H1Z1.
Oh, man.
Nice. And so
nice.
And so I got back on there and played fives, but I think there was only 3 or 4 of us with like I can't remember who was all there. But we got on there. Fives is tough. Fives is way harder than solo, I think. Solo is like every time you run into somebody, you either hide from them or you shoot at them. With fives, it's like just know that there could be 4 other people lurking around the corner. So to run
Does
up
that
on
mean it's teams of 5?
Yeah,
or?
teams of 5. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
so
man.
it's
That'd be
still 100
stressful.
people. Yeah, teams of 5, and so but that was a good time. We didn't get to play for that long the other day when I played with Patrick, and I think Mark Boucher was there. But and then Arctic Warlocks, was that the other person that was there? It might have been, yeah. So I think there was 4 of us, and then we would play with a stranger, and so that was a good time. We got slaughtered.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, it's just such a different dynamic when you're playing with 5 people and then knowing that you're running up against 5 people.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was still fun nonetheless. And that's pretty much it. We did me and the kids are still making our way through Pokemon Go.
Nice.
And then I kind of I texted a friend of mine the other day named Jeffrey. Tim knows him too, because his wife used to work at the store. And I texted him, and back in the day, me and him used to go back and forth on mobile games, like whether it was like Smash Hit or just something that was like an endless runner, and we would always go back and forth seeing who got the highest score.
Yeah.
And so I texted him the other day, and with a screenshot of a game called Into the Dead. Which is really just a good looking game. It's you in a field, and you're running through like a horde of zombies, and you're trying not to get caught. So you're running at them head on, and it's a huge field, and you go right or left, and you're just trying to dodge the zombies. And along the way, you can pick up guns and stuff like that, so you can shoot them. And you're going through like a cornfield, so it's harder to see them and stuff like that. Looks really, really good. And it's really, really fun. And so I sent him this text. And I was like, hey, I don't know if you're still mobile gaming, but you should try this one if you have the time. He's like, I am, Also, the new Zelda on Nintendo Switch, I think, is the best game I have played. So amazing. And I was like,
Wow.
oh, snap, Jeffrey's playing the Switch. I didn't even know they
He's
had
got
a Switch.
Switch.
Yeah, so he
Wow.
said him and his son Ari are playing through it, and they said it's been like the best time for like dad-son time to
Oh, sure.
That is
Bonding.
so
together
cool.
and play that game. They're like, hey, we've made it through 2 Divine Beasts. We're in a 3rd one, and we're trying to figure it out and everything like that. So it was really cool. I was like, oh, snap, Jeffrey on the
That's
doggone
great,
Zelda.
man.
And so
That's
I was,
right.
Nice.
yeah, I was telling him, I was like, on the podcast, we talk about our game of the year, and that was mine last year. And so he was like, dude, we're so enjoying it. And so, you know, that's really cool. Cause he's not a closet gamer, but he's very like used to game as a kid. Now he's an adult, you know, kind of how the story goes. Doesn't really game that much anymore, but like every time he sticks his toe in, he loves it. And so, you know, he had bought the NES Classic, and him and his son had been working their way through Ninja Gaiden or however you say it. And so, yeah, man, they're having a good time with Zelda. That was just
That's
nice
really
to hear
cool.
that they were playing that. Yeah. So
That's
yeah,
really cool. How's the shed?
it's good. Floor is down, baseboards are
Yay.
down. So
Yeah.
I could start moving in there. It's still just a little. I need to get some stuff up on the wall so it's not so like you're in an echo chamber.
Right.
But things are moving along, so that's kind of nice. But it'll kind of stall out now that because I'm going to be gone. I leave tonight. I mean, I come back for a couple hours on Saturday, but then I'm gone till Thursday, so I'm gone for like the next week. So I'll be podcasting from golf camp next week.
Ooh.
Nice.
In old Southern Pines or wherever the freak it is at some golf place.
Is it local or is golf camp somewhere else?
No, yeah, it's in Southern Pines, some other state. I have no idea where. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I forget exactly where it is, but yeah, it's away. So
It's away. Okay.
yeah, man. And that's it for me. Router,
Nice.
Yes, sir.
you got it
Yes, sir.
in the car
In the car.
by myself.
By myself. Jake,
One
tell me a
man.
Coke.
One podcast.
One man.
Well, let's do it.
Oh no, I can't. Oh no,
Kevin
I
Hart.
love that. Love that, Kevin Hart. Okay. New releases this week: Dead by Daylight Curtain Call for the PS4, Hotel Transylvania 3 Monsters Overboard for the PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One.
Beating the movie
know.
out. I think the movie's coming out soon, I think.
Movie's out. Yeah, movie's out 13th, and we're definitely going to go see that. We're a big Hotel Transylvania family around here.
There you go.
Captain Toad Treasure Tracker for the Switch and 3DS. Hunting Simulator, get your shotgun on for the Switch. Harvest Moon Light of Hope Docs and Melanie's special episodes for the Switch, PS4, and PC.
All right.
Enjoy that. Earthfall for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. We had a few little oops on Discord. Calm Fury, and this was my fault. As a college soccer referee, I have to oops you on your VAR acronym. It's Video Assistant Referee, not Virtual Assistant Referee. We got some good World Cup action, too, by the way.
Finals coming up, huh?
Yep, France has beaten Belgium, so they're in, and then today England plays Croatia, and so the winner of that goes on. So
there you go.
I've still been watching that as much as I can. And then Nick Fallhaber, last gen Shadowrun on Xbox 360 had crossplay with PC a few years before PS3 allowed it in Portal 2. However, even before that, Final Fantasy 11 supported crossplay between PC and PS2. Does that make sense?
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, all right, cool. Berna, not Dante's Belmont. Another MTTG FYI. I love these hashtag MTTG FYIs, by the way. They're always fun.
I like it.
A Blu-ray disc typically has 25 gig capacity. Assuming data already compressed to 100 gigs, it would be 4 discs minimum for Shenmue 3. Tightly. Now, Blu-ray disc XL or double-layer Blu-rays can handle 50 gigs. There are also 100 and 128 gig discs known as UHD Blu-ray discs. The PS4 games usually come in 50 gig discs, so you would need 2 discs mostly. I love that. Thank you for that, FYI. That's always fun.
I like that.
No MPD yet for June, so back to you.
Chris, do you want me to start, or do you want to start? Because I know you were saying you had like a story to have.
I'll be up in and then up out.
Nice.
So my first story is that, and Gabe can, and Switch owners everywhere can attest that it's really nice to have a portable battery for your Nintendo Switch whenever you're playing in handheld mode. And now there are some official Nintendo certified batteries that are going to be hitting the market if they haven't already. And the cool thing about it is, at least in my opinion, is that they decided to partner with Anker.
Yes,
and
sir.
I think Anker's I mean, they're a pretty well-known brand, but I don't ever think they're like the first that people think of. But I'm a huge fan of Anker batteries. I've got a couple of them. And the one thing that I've really loved about them is not only are they really good and they last forever, but they're a decent price. Like, I feel like they don't really jack up the price on them. So I thought that was really cool. And so they're going to be coming out with 2 different ones. And like I said, they're officially Nintendo Switch branded. They're going to have one that adds an additional 10 hours of battery life, and that's going to be for $70. And then they're going to have another one that adds an additional 15 hours of playtime, and that one's going to be for $90. And so Anker came out and said that this basically falls in the same, they have a line of batteries called the Power Core, and they said that this setup does fall in that line. However, these ones that are officially Nintendo branded are specifically made to work with the Switch and to not like overheat it or do any of that kinds of crazy stuff, and to work more specifically geared towards that. That could be marketing speak. You never know. But regardless, anybody who out there is wanting to, use a battery so you can play with the Switch on the plane or on a long trip anywhere, and you want something that's officially licensed, so you're like, hey, this thing's supposed to work, you now have an option from Anker.
Very nice.
Anker is the power block that I brought to E3 last year.
Yeah, it is.
And I love that.
Are they a relatively new company, or have they been around for a while?
They've been around for a pretty good while, but again, I feel like it's only in the last couple years where they've gotten to be a bit well known. Yeah. Because I remember I bought my first Anker battery from them, I think back when I was rocking like the iPhone 4S or something crazy. Yeah, so they've been around a while.
Yeah, and I've got that Power Core Plus one that you were talking about, Chris, and I love it. And it lasts for so long. Now, it takes a long time to charge, of course, but like usually with their little charger that comes with it, you can get it done overnight. But I mean, that battery lasts a long time, and that's what I use on planes when I'm using my Nintendo Switch. Now, it doesn't charge it while I'm playing it. That's the only thing I couldn't find on this story. I didn't know if it charged while it played or just mine just keeps it alive for a lot longer, for a whole lot longer. Like just the battery drains just at a much slower rate. So I'd be interested to see whether these will charge it while you're playing or just kind of keep it alive and then charge it while you're not playing it. But yeah, I think that's going to be awesome. And they usually come, and some of these pictures are showing that like, they come with a couple USB outs. It looks like this one has just one USB out. Mine's got 3, where one's like the super powerful, fast, high amp one, and then the other ones are more regular. So we'll see. In one of the pictures, it looks like 2 things are plugged up to it, but I think they're going to have one USB out each, and the pre-order is going to go up later this month in June.
Nice.
So, yeah, we shall see. That's nice. All right, well, Niantic is back at it again, trying to do another Pokemon Go Fest in Chicago.
Oh, boy.
Oh, back at the scene of the previous crime. Wow.
That's right.
No pressure.
Back in Lincoln
Grab them
Park.
generators.
Exactly. What's interesting about this one is that the Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, and T-Mobile have all come out and said that they have implemented upgrades to anticipate this year's event. And so it's crazy that Niantic and Pokemon Go would have this kind of juice to where they could get the 4 big players to want to step up their game in that area. Even as far as to say T-Mobile's central regional director, or the vice president of engineering, and technology, said, we've deployed 4 additional temporary cell sites in Lincoln Park area for this event.
Wow.
And
I
you're like,
hope 12 people show up.
yeah. So if you're in the
Fool me
Chicago,
once.
exactly.
Mhm.
If you're in the Chicago area, it's going down this weekend, July 14th and 15th, which is different from last year where it was just a one-day thing. And they said it's going to spread over 1.8 miles of the park instead of being in a more
Wow.
centralized location like they did last year. So I think they're not wanting to pay the million something dollars that they had to pay out in a class action lawsuit from last year. So we'll see if people return. I mean, Chicago's a big city, and so it's, you know, you don't have to travel in to have a lot of people there. So we'll see what happens. I think it'll be.
Hey, if Niantic can bring the 4 big cell phone carriers together, they can bring Microsoft and PlayStation together for a little cross-platform, don't you think?
Yeah.
Come on,
Can we get
let's
cell
make
phone
that happen.
crossplay and
We got
console
cell phone crossplay. That's
Exactly.
awesome.
Samsung and Apple been playing together for years, so
That's right. There you go.
that's really funny. Chris, what else you got, bud?
So the only other thing that I have, and it's a super little short thing, but I just thought it was very cool and interesting. So there's a whole market out there for people who, you know, try to get their hands on games that were like maybe never officially came to the public, or they were made but then canceled right at the last minute. So only a few cartridges or whatever exist. And so it turns out that a veteran rare developer, so he used to work there, named Paul Machasik, is how I'm going to say it. He used to work for Rare. Did confirm to a Rare fan base site that they did indeed create a port for Battletoads Arcade, which was the cabinet release of the 1994 game, for the Nintendo Game Boy, but then it was canceled and never actually released because of poor sales of the actual arcade cabinet.
Oh, wow.
So I just thought that was cool because, like, oh my gosh, because the way that the article reads, anyways, it sounded like it was a complete game. Like they actually finished the port and it was good and ready to go, and then they just canceled it at the last minute. So if anybody can get their hands on it out there, I'm just curious to see if it's going to come out. Now, it's going to look. I'm also curious how it's going to look because I'm pretty sure the cabinet was not black and white. So it's going to be black and white in the Game Boy because it's the original one. So I just thought that'd be really cool to see if anything ever comes of this, if somebody can get their hands on an actual copy of it, be it through emulation or something. That'd be really awesome.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, that's crazy. It's funny that they would think, oh man, this didn't work in the arcade, so it wouldn't work at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
You would think like, well, let's at least try it. We've poured the money into making the game.
Right.
Yeah, that always blows my mind when a game is that far in development and then they pull the plug. It's like, what was, and which I know in this article says that, oh, the reason is because the cabinet didn't sell very well and wasn't very popular. But it's like, is it really, like, what would really make you do all that work and then just last minute pull the plug? I mean, was it really that bad, or, you know, what? That's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you would think you would just want to at least make some of your money back. You know what I'm saying? Might as well put it out.
I know.
You know, but hey, it's the Game Boy days. They might have been a little, you know, nowadays I would imagine that, you know, there's so many avenues to where you could put a game out, you know, whether it's Steam or, you know, obviously the consoles and, you know, but it seems like Steam would be the cheapest way to be like, oh, let's just try to make some of this money back. But back then you didn't really have that proven thing yet.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I thought this was really interesting. Jonathan Cooper, who's an animator over at Naughty Dog, he said on Twitter, side note, I learned on joining the team, Drake from Uncharted doesn't ever take bullet damage.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was really interesting. He said the red UI that shows quote unquote hits is to represent his luck running out. Eventually, enemies will get a clear shot and kill him if he takes enough near misses. And so I was like, oh, what a crazy way. And it really made me think of Uncharted different. And the fact that he doesn't take bullet damage, is that like a well-known thing, or is that something I didn't
know that. No,
I'd never noticed that before.
Yeah, and so Amy Hennig, the lady we've talked about a lot, that pinned 1, 2, and 3, and then left to go to EA, and then we talked about her again leaving EA last week. She said, "True, that was the original intention, to stay more aligned with the spirit and tone of films we were homaging." And and so I thought that was really interesting that he doesn't, when you're getting shot at, because you notice that he doesn't ever react to getting shot. It's not like his,
Yeah.
shoulder flies back or whatever. He's never getting hit in any of that time. It's his luck narrowing down and then finally gets shot.
That's so funny.
Wow.
I thought that was really
that's cool.
interesting.
It's perfectly in line with the fact that he's like one of the luckiest guys ever in video gaming. So yeah, I think that's really cool.
I love that. So
yeah,
Drake is just super lucky. He's not a bullet sponge, like I thought before. All right. So I don't really know how to preface this story, but it's just a little weird, and I had to bring it up just because I thought it was interesting. Okay, so an 18-year-old in New Orleans gets murdered, and it's a super sad thing, obviously. He was an avid gamer, though, and so at his wake, instead of putting him in a casket, they put him oh man.
Oh gosh.
They put him in an office chair with a PS4 controller in his hand, with a side table with Doritos and a root beer and a TV in front of him just playing NBA 2K.
What?
And that was his wake. So people walk through,
Lord.
and instead of him being in a casket, they put
lying
him
down.
Lying down. They put him sitting up with sunglasses on, with a controller in his hand, decked out in Celtics gear because he was a huge Kyrie Irving fan. And that's how they chose to say bye to him, was his family kind of came and saw him in his gaming element.
It's the weekend at Bernie's funeral.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Except in real life, I cannot make this stuff up.
I don't know if that's genius or creepy. I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, I would say it's both.
Honestly, it kind of sounds like one of those National Enquirer, where like, man plays video game at his own funeral.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so obviously sad because he's dead, but just really interesting that his mom went the extra mile, was like,
yeah,
you know what,
cool.
this is what he loved to do. And they set up like this whole thing, like there's a lamp there, obviously they set the TV up and have it going and stuff like that. And I was like, that is a really interesting way. It's not the way I want to go.
Yeah.
So if anybody's listening that can get in contact with my mother and wife who don't listen to the show, don't do this to me when I die.
I mean, that it does kind of lend itself to one thing, though. I mean, you have to assume a mom, probably this would not be her first idea. So it at least lends credence to, she probably really believes like, hey, this is how he would want it to be, and respecting those kind of wishes in a way,
Yeah. So
I mean, can you just imagine being a mom and be like, this is how I want my son at his funeral? That's probably not your first choice.
Right. And no,
Right.
Yes, I would not expect that at all.
So, right. So and even the WGNO, the news in New Orleans there, covered the story and everything and went down and took video and all that stuff. So I thought that was really, really interesting. I feel like I'd seen one thing before where somebody had kind of not been that normal casket thing where they had propped somebody up to be kind of in the act of doing something. But I was like, man, this guy's gaming for, this is the last way.
Wow.
I was just thinking about the people at the morgue and everything, or wherever the embalming place, they have to be like, hey, we actually want him like dressed like this in a chair holding a PlayStation controller. You think you can handle that and put some Doritos and stuff out? So I thought that was really interesting. Chris, you're out, right?
Yes.
Edward?
Yeah.
You've been twitching a lot. Did you have any time to look at any YouTube situations?
Over on the YouTube situation, we've got part 3 of Lego The Incredibles. That's new up there for you. Looking at the top 10 of our YouTube videos, combining the average watch time and views for the week of July 3rd through July 9th. Just to preface, this week, Hugh was free on Twitch. Amazon Prime.
No. Dag
So,
it sure was. You know what's funny? I almost got it and I didn't get it out of spite.
Yeah, I'll never play that game.
I was like,
never.
Hugh's free. Anyway.
Yeah.
Which stinks because it is a fun little game, but I didn't know it was this fun.
Yeah.
Hugh part 5, Red.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go.
Number 9, Gabe and Chris react to The Last of Us
Oh,
part 2.
let's troll them, baby.
Still in there.
They're like,
Number
I wonder how these guys are going to react to Ellie all grown up and at a dance. Oh, nope, never mind.
Nope. No, we want them back.
mind.
We want her back with a guitar slaying fools.
Number 8, Watch Dogs 2, Part 48, Ghost Signals. Number 7, Hue Part 8, Green. Number 6, Hue Part 7, Yellow. Number 5, Hue Part 4, Pink.
Yes.
Number 4, Hue Part 10, University. Number 3, Watch Dogs 2, Part 19, Paint Job.
There you go.
Number 2, Hue Part 11, Ending.
Wow.
Ooh.
Number 1, Sit Down Hue, Ori and the Blind Forest Part 14.
Oh, yes.
Thornfeld Swamp.
Thornfeld Swamp. Nice. Takes the lead
I
again.
love it. Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
Don't stop believing.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
Thanks, Edward.
You're welcome.
I do want to give a quick shout out to Supercell. They're the creators of Clash Royale that me and Tim talk about every week. Supercell has become the first publisher to operate 2 multi-billion-dollar games in lifetime revenue. Clash Royale has just exceeded $2 billion in global player spending since its launch in March. And Clash of Clans, the predecessor, has grossed more than $6 billion over the 6 years since its launch.
Wow.
The revenue, this is crazy too. The revenue from Clash of Clans and Clash Royale, both those games, brought in $40 million worldwide just last month.
Oh,
Wow.
These
What a
are
beast. I did
free
not realize that.
mobile games. I just want to
Wow.
go on the
And
record.
how old are both
And so,
of them now?
You know, I know you pay for the extra, little things here and there, but the fact that they're free overall is just crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah. Wow.
Your game's free. How you going to make money?
Exactly.
You just wait.
Yeah. Let that be a lesson to everybody.
Yeah, just make a good game.
Yep.
Well, every week we ask you guys a question. Last week was no different. We asked you guys, now that Battle Royale is all the rage, so hot,
So hot right now.
what game do you wish had a Battle Royale mode? Starting over at Facebook, we got Travis Pospisil. He said, I'm thinking Jenga.
Oh my gosh.
People fighting over blocks would be great. That's hilarious. Matthew Serta, the game that needs a Battle Royale mode the most is Hungry Hungry Hippo.
Oh yeah. Isn't that kind of a battle mode anyway?
yeah, pretty
Right?
much is. Oh my gosh, I used to love Hungry Hungry Hippo. That's
Love
funny.
that game.
Mike Doherty, Jurassic Park.
Mm.
This is for you, Katie. No weapons, everyone running from the dinosaurs. You could pick up lures or traps to hinder others from getting away or hiding.
Oh wow.
I like that.
I do like that, but I think I still would want you to be able to attack other people, but I would like it to be with just like melee weapons, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
that
I
idea that
like
also
that.
you're having to hide from the dinosaurs kind of thing.
That's a
Mhm.
good idea, Chris.
Yeah. Mark 2, can you imagine how insane a fighting game like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat would be with a Battle Royale mode? Fireballs and Chun-Li kicks flying everywhere, having someone do a fatality move on you while you're trying to do a fatality move on someone else. It would be crazy.
Oh man.
I'd probably get bored with it after an hour, but it would be one heck of an hour. I like that. Over on Twitter, we got _wrong at Walk to Mars. I'm not into Battle Royale. Saying that, I like to see any of the rhythm dance games. It would,
Oh,
There
I
you go.
know it would be really fun and funny to see streamers sweat it out as they walk. Sweat it out as they walk, crouch to their opponents, and initiate a sneak dance off.
That would be pretty
That's
funny.
amazing.
Yep.
That's probably the best answer ever.
Mm.
Yep.
At Oriba, WWE, where we could finally do a Royal Rumble. Ooh, I like that.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised it hasn't been done yet.
I know. Marcus at Low Marcus 2010. From a battle mode perspective, Mario Kart would be cool. Marvel vs. Capcom or Rampage on the SNES Battle Royale would be cool as well. I like that. Over on Discordia, we got Lil Stancil.
Whoa.
Lil Stancil.
Lil Stancil.
Making his way back from Hawaii, probably.
I know, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Clash Royale as a battle royale, or at least a 3D third-person game. It would be a lot of fun on mobile, but it would also open up Supercell to make Clash Royale as a PC game. So I like that. Anything Clash Royale, I'm on it. Obviously.
Take it.
Novaflix, something obvious. Grand Theft Auto. It has all the tools already to make it happen. Something cool and stealthy, Splinter Cell. Stealth hasn't been a part of these Battle Royale games, so I'd love to see Splinter Cell do it. Something interesting, Twisted Metal. I mean, it already is Battle Royale type of game anyway, so just tweak a little bit to make it fresh. Something military, The Division. Add vehicles to this, and you have an awesome setup for a long-lasting RPG Battle Royale.
Oh, wow. I'm sure that's going to happen down the road.
I do feel like
you think?
I feel like there were some rumors that Ghost Recon Wildlands was going to do it, and I felt like that made sense.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel like there were rumblings and rumors about it not too long ago.
Ghost Recon, I got you.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
There you go. We'll have to see if the rumblings become reality. Mark Boucher says Borderlands Battle Royale would be great. They have, all sorts of weapons to choose from and could use the different lands you go to as map settings. They could definitely play up the comedic elements that Borderlands is known to have.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Those are good answers.
I love that,
Those
actually.
That's
a great answer.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. You know where to find us. Facebook.com/Married to the Games. Twitter.com/MTTGcast. Of course, you come to marriedtothegames.com. Get yourself a shirt. Get yourself some controller skins. Get a mug if you want to. Like Ed said, youtube.com/Married to the Games. And on Patreon, if you want to support the show for as little as $1 a month, patreon.com/MTTG. Oh, yeah. And Edward.
Rate us on iTunes, leave a review, subscribe, and we'll get a hotspot at the beach.
There we go.
Hey, that's perfect.
Ed, did we have any iTunes reviews this week? I forgot to ask.
Nothing new, no.
Nothing
Just
new.
Jeff Swan's amazing one is the most recent one.
That was good.
I wonder if anybody could outdo Jeff Swan. I don't know.
I know, right?
He's hard to outdo.
Nobody can outdo Jeff Swan.
Exactly. Well, let's get into some questions.
All right. We're going to start with email, mailbag@marriedtothegames.com. You can always hit us up there. We got Jonathan Broadman. Hey, guys, I'm originally from Savannah, Georgia. After taking my first job close to Atlanta and my second job in Western North Carolina, I landed a job in Northern Indiana.
Oh, snap. In North Indiana, born and raised. I'm just kidding.
Except not really. That's just where I landed.
That's the coolest North Indiana has ever been.
Yep, thank you.
That's about as cool as that got. I've lived in the area for the past 6 years where I've met my wife and where my daughter was born. I found Married to the Games about 40 episodes back when searching for some, quote, clean podcasts to listen to and have been a fan since.
Hey!
Nice.
During the first podcast I listened to, Ed mentioned something about living in a small town in Indiana. I didn't think too much of it at the time, but as I listened to more and more episodes and heard the weekly stories you guys tell, I began to wonder if Ed is close to where I live. Bum, bum, bum. Well, episode 302 all but confirmed that we're close. I'm running about a week late on shows, so I just happened to hear Ed mention the GameSpot store today. I'm familiar with that store. I've been there as well. Ed is right. There's not much there. Upon moving to this area, which I won't mention because I haven't heard Ed mention it, I saw the GameSpot store and was cautious about entering it due to a previous event where I stepped 1 foot into a small local game store to browse their selection of PS3 titles only to find a bunch of gothic board game players huddled close over what I can only assume was an intense game of D&D. They slowly turned and stared at this obviously out-of-place person entering their domain. I said, wrong store, and quickly backed out. That's so great.
That's nuts.
GameSpot gave me those same vibes, but I entered anyway. I'll have you guys know that I purchased a copy of the Orange Box for the PS3 for $1.99 at that store.
There you go.
But I'll also tell you that I have not been back since. If I have to go to a game store, it's usually the relatively close GameStop. Keep up the good work with MTTG. Thanks, guys.
Oh, that's
funny.
awesome. That happened.
That's funny.
That was exactly what happened to me, Colton Dixon, and Sammy when we were on the road together. We looked for places every weekend, every day, really. And it was the only thing. I don't even know what town we were in. It was the only store.
So good.
And we walked in. It was just a bunch of tables, a bunch of people playing card games. We were like, "Hi, bye."
Yeah.
So,
Hi, we're out.
yeah.
Do you
that
have
kind of
Monopoly? No? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Shoots and ladders, anyone?
Anybody
Let's
want a rousing game of Sorry? No? All right.
go. All right, we're done.
Because I am right now.
Exactly.
Exactly. Well, thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. All right,
That's
we'll
funny.
move on
Thanks
to
for listening.
Discord. Nova Flix, you just informed the authorities of an incident that involved the mafia, which resulted in you having to go into the witness protection program.
Mm.
So you have to change your name. What would your new name be, and why would you choose that name?
Oh, Chris McCracken. I'm just kidding. Oh, new name. Probably something super generic.
Max
Yeah.
Power.
Yeah, exactly. I might change it to I don't know, Jon Snow.
Oh,
I don't watch
all right.
that show, but people love it.
Yeah, they
People
do.
would be so surprised when they finally met you.
Yeah, exactly. Be like, oh, that one black guy when you Google it and look up the images, you're like, oh, the guy's name's Jon Snow too, huh? Interesting.
Mhm.
Edward.
I don't know. I'd go with something pretty generic as well. Todd.
Todd Berman.
Todd Berman.
Todd Howard.
Todd Howard.
Yeah, Todd Howard. There you go.
Yeah.
I like that.
I do Todd Howard. Yeah, that's generic enough, but still a little nod to the games.
I like it. And then right when you change, the first thing you say is Todd Howard is, man, Sony is just not as cooperative as everybody would like.
That's right.
Chris McCracken.
I'm going Max Power.
I like it. I got
Max Power. Ooh, I like that.
I'm using it as a do-over. Forget that stay low stuff.
I know, that's right. I guess so, yeah. Come get me.
It's
Tim?
up to them to keep me protected.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, right? Enjoy.
Tim, what's yours?
Jason Stansel, because I'm jealous he's in Hawaii right now.
Yeah, there you go. I like
there you
that. I like that. That's funny.
That's good. I love that. Man, that would be freaky, though, to have to be in the witness protection program, have to
Yeah.
uproot yourself.
I don't
and
like
change
that.
everything.
Mm-mm.
Nope, not one bit. Hey, we got Q on Discord, Quietly Cox. When
Yay!
you wake up this is really good too. When you wake up every morning and look at your phone, what's the first app you open and why?
Oh.
It's Clash Royale for me, so I can get all the chests. Is that bad?
Man.
Is that bad?
Is that
I mean,
bad?
mine's kind of similar here lately. It's been CSR Racing because usually right before I go to bed, I've bought like 3 different upgrades, and it's like, do you want these now or do you want to wait 3 hours for free? And I'm like, I'll wait 3
Yep.
hours. So I wake up and I
That's what I
install
do
the
too, yep.
upgrades.
Nice. What about you, Ed?
It's probably Trivia Crack.
Is it really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Get that brain waking up. That's great. I
Yeah.
love that.
Shoot, man. I don't know what mine is. I want to say it's Clash, but I'm usually waking up to kids crying. And so it's not like I get to play that real quick.
So it's like
Right.
YouTube Kids then, right? Or something to
Well,
distract
I'm
them?
trying to think like, okay, so I swipe up, open it. What do I go to first?
The bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. Probably,
Well, we all do that.
even
Right.
though I don't Instagram much, maybe Instagram.
Mm.
That's my second.
Yeah. Yeah, probably that or you know what? Chrome. is what I usually open first.
Okay, right.
Really?
Yeah, I usually
Yeah,
check
makes
my email first thing in the morning.
There you go.
Yep.
Oh, I love that. Thanks, Q, for the question. That was perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
Don Starlancer, what's the game you regret buying the most and why?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm a guy who believes in no regrets, but probably Yakuza 0. Not because it's bad, but just because like I just haven't had any follow through with it. And it just didn't keep me, and I started recording it and then stopped and haven't played it again since. Chris?
I mean, I'm sure if I thought long enough, I could think of an answer to this question. But honestly, off the top of my head, I don't feel like I regret any of them. Because usually if I spend the money on a game, it's something I feel like I'm going to like. And if I don't, I feel like it was worth at least taking the shot to find out. So I don't regret it in the sense of like, oh, I wish I hadn't done that. It's more like, well, I wish I would have liked that, but it didn't work out, so I know going forward kind of thing.
There you go. I like it. Ed?
Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have bought Fallout 4 just because I know how big that game is. And because it didn't connect with me, I just feel like, man, that's a huge game that I just didn't care for, and I'm missing so much that I wish I liked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Dang it, man! You took the words right out of my mouth. That's the same one for me. I was excited at first, and then I got in there, and I'm like, oh boy, whew, yep, nope, man, I'm done.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing for Assassin's Creed 3?
No, because I played the mess out of that game still. That's the thing. Like, I still completed the game. I still like did most of the challenges and 100%ed a lot of the stuff. It's just at the end, it just left a bad taste in my mouth. So for me, Fallout 4 was, I played maybe 2 hours and I was done.
Gotcha.
So it's definitely different.
So
there you go. Great question. All right, we're moving on to Facebook. Matthew Serta, you are in the middle of a bank robbery and your partner betrays you. What is his name and how has he betrayed you? Oh, good Lord. We could get into some backstory here.
His name is
Jason Stansel.
Yeah, exactly. And he's run off with all the money to Hawaii, and I was like,
Hawaii,
dang you, Stansel, not again. Ed, do you have one?
His name's Pete.
His name's Pete?
His name's Pete. And you know, I didn't know his girlfriend works at the bank, and they had set up a deal that because I'm such a good bank robber, they've been after me for years. So they set up a deal to get the reward money. So he double crossed me to get the reward money for capturing my world famous bank robberyness.
I like it. I'm gonna say my guy's name is Thomas, and we rob a bank.
Thomas,
and he didn't know that I was after the donuts just in one of the lock boxes, and he was really disappointed, and that's why he turned on me. He ate all the donuts himself.
Oh, I love that.
Tim, you have somebody who backstabbed you?
No, but I'm thinking Patrick Swayze in Point Break because I am an FBI agent.
Nice. You did the turning.
Yes, I did the turning.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Like Chris?
I don't know why he did it, but his name is Barnaby Butters. And whenever we were going to leave, we robbed the bank. The alarm has been set. We're getting everybody to stay on the ground, and we're backing up. And he's like, "Hey, give me that bag, and I'll go pull around the getaway car."
Oh, nice.
And so I give it to him, and as I'm keeping them down on the ground, he never pulls up, and he slipped away. That's why he's called Barnaby Butters.
That's right.
That's what you get for plotting a heist with someone named Barnaby Butters.
Exactly.
I know. That should have been my first clue, but it wasn't.
That's awesome.
Criminals are not the smartest people.
Oh, man.
Nope.
Oh, Butters.
I love that. That was a good one. Thanks, Matthew. Appreciate that one. All right, Barnaby Butters writes, Cattle and Chelsoy, have you guys seen the new gaming phones that are coming out, like the Asus ROG? What are your thoughts on them?
Yes, don't love it. but I have seen it. They're the same people that made my motherboard, and they made this like super hefty video game.
I was gonna say, how big is
much.
it and how heavy is it?
I looked at the story a couple of weeks ago and almost brought it up, but I still want phones to be lightweight and impress you more than it's made to impress you. Like I feel like the iPhone 10 or the X, whatever they're calling it, and the Samsung phones are getting so powerful with a smaller footprint that you're like, oh man, look what I can do on my phone, instead of being like, look, I bought this huge phone and of course it can do all these things because it's ginormous. You know what I mean? So I'm on the fence with it. I wouldn't buy one just for gaming. I don't know. I want my phone to still be a phone first and then be able to do everything. But a camera pretty much tied for first.
Yeah. Yeah, I pretty much, my mobile gaming is so lightweight that if I want a portable gaming, I mean, I'll get a Switch if I want a portable game.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Chris, what do you think?
So I haven't seen this Asus phone. Is that the one that got called out that you were mentioning?
Sure.
Yeah, I haven't seen that phone, but there is a phone, the Razer phone, which is geared more heavily towards the gaming side. And for the most part, I mean, it's a little bit larger, but it basically just looks like a phone. It just has some things that are key towards the gaming side, like it'll do 120 hertz motion on it and a couple of other different things. And I thought, I'm not really an Android guy, but if I were, I was like, that might tempt me to at least look into it. But I'm kind of like the same as you guys. I mean, I've only just now been dabbling a little bit more in gaming recently on my phone, but for the most part, it's just not where I prefer to do things. And when I do, I want to do something that feels like it's made to do on a phone and makes sense. I don't want like digital joysticks and AB buttons and all this kinds of stuff. I'm just not interested in that. Yeah.
And two, like I remember seeing this phone and it's got like this attachment that you put on it and like all this, like a dock and I don't know. It's just, it's not for me. Tim, what say you?
Yeah, I'm with you. I like my mobile games kind of lightweight and, not as intense. So I haven't seen it either, but I probably wouldn't need it because I don't need a separate device just for gaming. Like if my phone is such a multi-tool to begin with. So if I have games on there, that's where I do it, and they would all be pretty lightweight anyway. So,
Yep.
But it seems interesting. I don't know
if
it's going to be that popular though, because you've got your iPhones and your iPads and all this other stuff with so many games to choose from.
It depends on how much PUBG and Fortnite and games like that start making their way to the phones.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's.
But they are. I mean, Fortnite already is.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But if they continually keep getting pushed to the phones, then I can see where the market would start to open up. But right now, it just doesn't seem like there's necessarily a use for it just yet.
Yeah,
I do feel like a gaming tablet would interest me a little bit more, and then maybe you pair a real controller, only because you're kind of getting in that in between ground between phone and like laptop screen. Yeah. So I feel like that's something, if they came out with a gaming dedicated one, then maybe it came with a Bluetooth controller or something. I don't know. That might interest me a bit more. I mean, who knows? Maybe that exists, but I feel like that would be more something that I would be peaked to than I would on the phone side.
There you go.
Nice. All right, Darius Stewart, if you had to stay in one of these locations in the midst of chaos for 24 hours, which one would you choose? Here we go. Raccoon City, Silent Hill,
oh Lord,
or Inside the Machine from The Evil Within. I would probably hide out in a room in Raccoon City because I'm black, so I'm guaranteed to die like in a horror film. Yeah, Darius, that's awesome. Also, a dad joke for Chris, and I'm going to just censor. It's not true censor, but you'll get the idea. Have you ever heard about the owl that was constipated and had laryngitis? He couldn't hoot worth a ish, and he couldn't ish worth a hoot.
Oh man.
Love it. All right, so which location? Raccoon City, Silent Hill, or Inside the Machine from The Evil Within?
Man, they all sound terrible.
I don't know what Raccoon City is, and I have not played The Evil Within. Oh, it is? That's right. That's what it's called? Oh, then I'm going Raccoon City.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
just
in
'cause I feel like I
Silent
can get
Hill.
away. I can
I'm
figure
not
it
in
out.
Silent Hill or in Evil Within, so I'll go Raccoon City.
Yeah. I'm going to go Raccoon City only because I'm like most familiar with it. And like, because zombies have been such a thing, I'm not as scared of them as I used to be.
Mhm.
Hey, there you go.
Anymore.
Yeah.
Because
I
they're
would
so
go-
hot right now.
Exactly. Edward?
I would go Raccoon City as well, just because it's a city and you're not trapped in one location.
There you go.
There you go. If you would have said like the mansion at Raccoon City, I still would have gone with Raccoon City.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Darius. That was awesome. Jay Dombrowski. Hey, MTTG crew, been a while. My question for you is this. In a battle royale situation, which one of the four of you would survive in real life, mind you? And how would you do it? And also rank the best to the worst and why. Gabe and crew, by the way, a year ago, you did me and my wife a solid and mentioned us on your podcast as we were getting married July 1st of 2017. I just wanted to say we are still on our honeymoon 1 year later, and my wife Faith and I would like to share some more great news. We have a beautiful baby boy named Aiden Nicholas Dombrowski. He is 2 months and 2 days old today. We both would like to say thank you and God bless you guys. You are awesome.
Oh,
Awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations.
I'll tell you what.
That's great.
This podcast is a good idea.
Yeah, right? We did all right, didn't we?
I think so. We're doing good. I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, battle royale situation. Who's the best and who's the worst?
you gotta go with kind of what Darius said. I'd probably die first. If we're just going by entertainment value. I think that Ed would die next because he would just get fed up with it.
He'd rage quit.
I think Tim would die next because he would be too trusting of somebody that would backstab him.
Yeah,
and then I think Chris would survive the longest.
Yes, he would.
Chris is my pick for surviving the longest as well.
Yep, me too.
Yep.
I kind of feel like I'd survive the longest too.
Yes, you would. I'd be the first to go because I don't know what I'm doing. So I die. I'm like, which way's north? Dead.
The only thing that I think Chris has going against him is that he's probably got the least body fat out of all of us.
It's true.
Yeah,
and
true.
so his strength wouldn't stay up as long.
Right.
That's the only downfall. But besides that, I pick him for winning. That's really funny. Good question. I like that.
All right, moving on to Twitter. Ian George at Original IG. I was finally finishing up Skyrim. Let me start over. I was finally finishing up Skyrim, not Skyrim. Skyrim.
And show title.
And there you go. I was finally finishing up Skyrim. Yes, it's been about 5 years, but I began thinking this could have been one of the greatest games of all time, if not for the literal game-breaking bugs. Is there a game you all can think of that could have been great but wasn't for some reason?
I mean, yeah, Batman on PC.
Yeah, Batman. Yeah. Definitely Batman on PC.
I mean, I had so much fun with that game, but I had to do so many workarounds. And like, any duct tape that Chris didn't buy to do this week's show is the duct tape I had to buy to get that game to run on my computer.
They told me when I went there, like, it's only just now back in stock.
Yeah, did they mention me when you went and bought your duct tape?
They did. This guy, jeez.
So yeah, I would say that game. Ed, you have one?
My first reaction was Recore, but it wasn't really buggy. It was just I just couldn't get my head around it. So I can't think of a game that was ruined because of bugs. For me, maybe Telltale games back in the beginning when they struggled, but other than that,
yeah, because I would think Telltale. That makes sense because I feel like we wouldn't have much of a complaint about those games if the engine wasn't crazy.
Right.
I mean, we'd have found something else, but
those were still popular and good games despite the bugs, just like Skyrim was too. So it's not like it wasn't great already. It totally could have been vastly improved. I actually agree with Ian. I think Skyrim could have probably been a lot better if it wasn't so buggy, because I played the mess out of that game too.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Not 5 years worth. That was before The Witcher 3. That was the longest game I had played. I played like 82, 85 hours or something like that. And I really enjoyed it. But yeah, there were moments when you're like, oh, you got to be kidding me. This thing is just jacked up. So I think it's a toss-up between Skyrim for me and The Wolf Among Us, because I think that game could have been even better had the engine been really cleaned up.
That's right. Chris?
I think the only thing that I can think of, and it's just a for me kind of thing, because this game clearly did well for itself. But I think for me, the game that kind of got ruined because of the bugs or whatever, really it wasn't bugs, it's more performance issues. It was Titanfall, the original one, because I got really excited. I mean, I bought my Xbox in order to play that game, and it did not perform well. I don't know if it's specific to my console, but I had a lot of issues with it early on. And I think they may have gotten ironed out down the road, but it got to a point where I was like, you know what, this isn't worth it to me. I'll just go play something different. And then I ended up playing like Call of Duty or something. But I was so excited for that game, and it just, the screen tearing and just different issues. And I just could not stick with that game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That'll always jack you up. Good question.
Is that it? Is that everybody? That was a great question. All right, we're going to end on a really good note. Marcus at Low Marcus 2010. Shamrock Shake, BK's Gingerbread Shake, any Blizzard, Wendy's Frosty, any Starbucks Frappuccino, Steak and Shake, or Sonic Shake. Which delicious treat does your palate crave? Pick one.
Ooh.
That is loaded. That is a stacked question of all kinds of delicious treats
I'm
right
going
there.
with Wendy's. I feel like
man.
that's the easiest one to just be like, let me get that small chocolate.
Can you list them one more time?
Shamrock Shake, BK Gingerbread Shake, any Blizzard, a Wendy's Frosty, any Starbucks Frappuccino, a Steak and Shake, or a Sonic Shake.
I'm going to go Oreo Blizzard.
I'll do a Snickers Blizzard.
Ooh, Oreo Blizzard and Snickers Blizzard.
Ooh, I like that. Gabe, man, I'm with you. Wendy's Frosty all the way.
Yeah, that's the only one that I feel like I usually have a constant hankering for. Not constant, like all the time, but like whenever I'm like, ooh, I want something sweet, I'm like, I should grab a Wendy's Frosty.
Right.
Yeah, so easy.
And during hockey season, Piper and I usually hit Wendy's when the Preds score 4 more goals. That's kind of the thing that they do at Bridgestone. And regardless of whether we went to the game or not, we usually go and get a Frosty.
I like that.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Love it.
Great question. Great questions for everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. The question of the week for you guys, what cartoon or show from your childhood would you like to see turned into a full-fledged video game?
Ooh.
For me, and I don't remember the bad guys really, so this could be a terrible answer. But for me, it was the Thundercats.
Oh,
dude, that would be awesome.
I would love to see like a just beautiful Unreal Engine or whatever they want to use Thundercats game. I think it would be fun to be Lion-O.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
You guys got one? Tim, you have one?
Man, I would love to do an old school Transformers one. Transformers was my jam. I mean, I know they've done those video games before.
Yeah. The one I played was not great.
Yeah. Yeah. And I played one, like, even like, and keep like the old school 80s graphics too. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know how that would work. Would it be like a third party perspective? I don't know. But something Transformers.
Third person?
Yeah, third person. Thank you. But yeah, something like that. Because it was for me growing up, it was Transformers and G.I. Joe. However, I will say, dang, a Looney Tunes cartoon, kind of like a Cuphead style.
Oh yeah,
but like a Looney Tunes platformer or something like that. That could be pretty cool.
Yeah, they had some of those. They could come back out with one of those things. That'd be awesome.
That would be cool.
Ed,
I would. Man, the more I think about this, Telltale, if you could do a Scooby-Doo.
Oh my gosh,
Ed wins.
Wow,
that is a really really good one.
I would love that so much.
Ed, great idea. Oh, you need to tweet them. That'd be awesome. Well, no, don't, because they'll steal it. But whatever.
Well, they can steal it. Go ahead.
Yeah, we want them to do it. That's a great idea. Oh,
Telltale Scooby-Doo. Oh man, that would be good.
That would be
I promise I would buy it, Telltale. I promise.
Yes, I would too.
You could use the old engine and I'd buy it.
Exactly.
Yeah, right? Be like,
I don't care, yeah. You use your Back to the Future engine that you had. It's totally fine.
It's buggy.
Yeah. Shaggy. Chris.
I think maybe like an Arkham style Darkwing Duck game.
Oh,
nice.
That's a good one too.
When you're in trouble, you can call DW.
Daryl Waltrip? What?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's a local joke.
That is a local joke.
Dionne Warwick?
Jeez.
Or Dion, either one. I'm down with that.
Oh my God.
Dionne Warwick. That's good.
I like that. Good one, Chris.
That's really good.
That's really good, dude.
Darkwing. That's good.
I like it a lot.
Scooby Doo. That's I think
think
that's the best one.
That takes a cake, definitely.
Yeah.
I like that. So let us know what cartoon or show from your childhood would you like to see turn into a full-fledged video game. Let us know. Use hashtag #AnswerMTTG. Thanks for hanging out with us. 2 of us on the beach, 2 of us at home. I was gonna say wishing we were on the beach, but I don't like the beach that much, to be completely honest with you.
Oh man.
I know I want to like it.
Yeah.
I just can't. I don't know.
All good.
It's all
Not
good.
for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. 304 in the books. Thanks so much for listening. I'm Gabe Patillo. That is Tim Router. That is Ed Placencia. That is Chris McCracken. And we are married to the games, and we are up out this thing.